Hey there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you for joining me again today for another card making video. And today we feature the lovely Biggest Wish stamp set. I love this set because it's just so versatile and just a great thing to grab when you're not sure what you're going to make. And that's kind of what I'm doing now really. So this is always one of my go-to sets. It's one of the ones that I've had to wash several times to make sure the stamps still stick to their blocks and things like that, so I use it absolutely loads, as you will know if you've followed me for any length of time. So Biggest Wish is coming out again today, and we're going to make a variation on this card. So there's a few things on this which I'm going to change up, but it was a concept just to play around with these four colours, which are the four colours that are the colour challenge for the SU Colour Challenge Facebook group this month for March. Okay, so we've got Calypso Coral, Gorgeous Grape, Azure Afternoon and Gorgeous Grape. So it's a real combination of quite bright colours that aren't necessarily ones that come out together, certainly in my card making. So it was a kind of, you know, what we're going to do with these, hence bringing out my old favourite and having a play about with that. So this is what we're doing today, but like I say, I'm going to change it up a little bit. This gives you one idea of what you can do. Just bringing in my little silicone doodad here, because we're going to be using some brushes and the stamp pads all together kind of thing. So this one is blended backgrounds basically. So we've got a panel in the back going from Calypso Coral through to Gorgeous Grape this way, and then I've got it the same colour combination obviously going the other way. I've got the complementary colour stamped over the top, bit of spritz in, and that's about it really, and just that pop of black just to bring it all together. Okay, did have a little boo-boo there kind of thing, but the idea's there and the colours work really quite well together. So I like this, it's great, but I thought we'll do something different for the actual video. So you've got a couple of ideas. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip this mini panel. We're just going to go with the background panel for today. So there we are, we've got that one. So the panels will measure 1/2 inch shorter and narrower than the bases and stuff. Okay, so we're going to have a nice generous border there. So if you want the measurements, because I can never reel them off the top of my head, so let me just reel that off for you. So this one, the black pieces are going to be 3 5/8 by 5 3/8, and then this one is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. Okay, so that's the measurement of the panel that we're doing today. You can totally change that, you can mix it up, do what you want, skip it all together, but that's what we're using today for this particular make. Alright, so we're going to need to do some blending on this bit, but we're also going to do some stamping. And instead of stamping directly on the panel, I'm actually going to stamp onto some strips of cardstock. The height of the letters is pretty much bang on 1 inch high. So I've cut these strips to 1 inch and 1/8 just to give us a little bit of room around the edge. Okay, and we're going to take each colour in turn. Okay, so we're going to need some scrap paper to blend on, which I've forgotten to bring out. Right, let's just grab this because it's close to hand, which is just some copy paper. Doesn't matter what you use, just this is good stuff. I've got loads of this that's hanging about, which isn't great quality, so I'm just using it as scrap paper. So this will do. Get the grid paper if you want to get the grid paper, but this is great just for blending on. So then you can just chuck it out and it's reasonably inexpensive. Okay, so we've got some of that. Okay, and we're going to start with our Calypso Coral, and we're going to reverse it. We're going to do the birthday in the gorgeous grape, just to mix that up again as well. Alright, so we're starting with Calypso Coral. We need our happy stamp, so we'll just do some light, just tap it gently onto the ink pad. I don't even press on the ink pad, I just sort of drop it on and let the weight of the block kind of do the work for me. Okay, you don't need to press hard on these. Oops, sorry, I just knocked you with my head there. I'm just going to bring that a little bit closer to me, just so that I can line up the edge of that photopolymer. I just want to give myself some room either side. Okay, and just pop that down and just hold it there for a second. So that's one happy birthday, and then we need to get this cleaned off. So I've got my stamping scrub off to one side here, and that's ready to go for the next colour. But while the ink pad is out, we're going to ink blend onto this panel. Now, what I've been doing is using pretty much the residual ink, but because now I've done that a couple of times, I don't think there's quite enough on there, so we're just going to get just merest tap of that ink. It's quite bright, is Calypso Coral, even though it's in the subtles, it is quite a bright colour. So taking off loads of that ink, and we'll come in from the top. Okay. Don't forget that when you're doing this kind of thing, you can always add more ink, but once it's down, so start light and build it up if you think you need some more. Okay, just want the edges to be a little darker, so I'm just going to go over that a little bit more, and we can always come back to it if we think we need to pop some more on. Okay, and we want those colours to blend through, so it probably looks like I'm covering about a third or so of this, because we want it to blend into the yellow a bit. Okay, so that's that. Okay, let's swap out our Calypso Coral for now and pop that away. Let's just pop that to one side there, and now we'll bring in the crushed curry. Just pop it on our mat there. We want another happy. So again, just drop it, almost drop it onto the ink pad. Just want to try and make sure there's not too many bubbles on it though. Okay, that'll be alright I think. Leaving some space and dropping that on. Okay, so there's our happy. Wipe that off. Ready to go. And then again, while we've got the ink pad open, we'll get some ink going on here. Okay, so again we're going to be blending that in. Go nice and light and add it and build it up to what you want. And we're going to be overlapping that Calypso Coral, so we'll get that kind of transition across. And again we're going down to about 2/3, so we get some overlap with the other colours as well. Okay, so again, if we think we need some more, that middle bit's just looking a little pale, so I'm just going to bring in a little bit more of that orange just with the residual ink. Okay, and we're just slowly building this up. Okay, right, Azure Afternoon is next. Really nice, which is one of the newer colours. Okay, so again, when you're inking up your stamps and things, I think we've got room for that on this one, so we'll carry on with that. Your newer stamps are going to, your newer ink pads are obviously going to have a lot of ink on them, so you only want to just lightly tap again, and we'll just pop that on there. Just firm pressure straight down, and then lift up. Okay, it's probably a little too light with that ink, but it's fine. Wipe that off, and we're done with the happy, because the last one's going to be the birthday. And again, we're going to be looking at getting, now I think there's probably enough blue ink on this brush for now, so we'll go with it, and then we can always add some more if we think we need it. So this one's going to go across this section here, and it's going to blend with that yellow to make a nice sort of green as well, which is cute. And that's probably enough of that, so that's quite bright. Okay, and now we've got gorgeous grape. Okay, so this is one of the very original ink pads. So gorgeous grape I use a lot, so just a couple of light taps on there. Just make sure it's all covered, because I know that this one's got some drier parts to it, so we'll just make sure we tap over that and make sure the ink's covered it nice and evenly, and you can see that quite clearly through the stamp. And then we've got a separate strip altogether for this one, so we can get that one down. Again, just nice firm pressure without wobbling it and rocking it. Lift it up, and that's come out beautifully. That's the best one. Okay, and we'll wipe that off. Just on my stamping scrub sort of sits in a drawer off to the left of me in this case, and it's almost like an extension of my room. So my desk will be in the middle here, and then I've got that to the left that almost acts as an extension to that. I might flip this round actually to make this a little easier. Now I might go with just what's on the brush for now and see how this looks. Oh no, we are going to need some more, but again, just a bit. Okay, less is more, and we can always add some more. Okay, I don't want it to be, I mean, kind of depends on how subtle you want this background to be, really. But I think I'd like to see plenty of that colour coming through. I'll go around those edges a little bit more. Okay, possibly did a bit too much of the yellow and orange, but you know what, we live and learn. So whatever you think. Do you think we need to intensify that a little bit? It's hard to know sometimes. Let's go over another couple of times. And then I don't know whether we need a bit more of the blue to come down. So this is what I mean, you can't, you can keep going with this and just keep everything blending through until you get it how you want it. Okay. That's looking nice. Okay. Groovy. I think I'm happy with that now. So we can pop away these ink pads. I think. Anyway. Alright. And just before we chuck away or put this paper to one side, I'm just going to turn it over so it's on the clean side, and I'm just going to give it the merest little spray with some water. Some of it's going to be bigger blobs than others, like so. And because the Stampin' Up inks are water based, they will react with that water and lift a little bit, and I'm just going to use one of these lint free cloths. These are really cool actually. I might just grab the packet and just tell you what these are, because these are really good, because they don't shed loads of fluff and they're quite robust. It's almost like super thick kitchen paper, but it's really good. Right, so that gives you this really interesting sort of splatter background on there. Okay, and ideally you want that to dry as much as possible, and the more it dries, or the faster it dries, the more intense the effect can be. So what I tend to do is just leave it to one side next to I've got a little heater, so I sort of waft it in front of the heater Okay, and you can sort of see that on the sample card there. Okay, so I just did add a little bit of that. If you didn't want it all over, you can kind of shield a bit and just sort of do it on portions of the card if you don't want it all over the place, alright? Which is what I did with this one. I didn't want the lettering to sort of get blurred out. I just wanted something in the background, but I'd already done all the stamping. Okay, so yeah, that's cool. And you can also do splattering with Wink of Stella or something if you wanted to add some sparkle to it. Alright, so that can be drying off while we are doing everything else. I'm trying to get my thingies. Oh, let me just reach across. They're called wipe all wipers. I think I got them from Amazon. They're from Kimberly Clark, so they're like professional kind of manufacturers of these things. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I got them off Amazon, and there's 70 in a packet, and I have literally gone through like 3 because they just go on and on and on and on, and they're really, really strong. They're great for, like, you know, getting up stuff off your desk and everything, and then they'll dry out and you can just keep reusing them until they disintegrate, really, which like I say, I've been using them for ages. So these guys, I'm just going to sort of trim down, but not even necessarily straight, a bit on purpose, wonky on purpose, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. Kind of, if you're aiming for straight, you'll end up with wonky, and if you end up with wonky, you end up with straight. So the idea is just to make these just look a little bit kind of higgledy-piggledy and a bit of fun on the card. I'm kind of thinking about the angles just a teensy bit, in that one's gone that way and that way. This one's going that way. Might do this one that way then. And that way. Alright, got that strip that can be used again, so we'll keep that to one side. Snips are super sharp, so just make sure you keep them with their little shield on. And then the idea being that we can do something really quirky and just have them all sort of layered up on here. Sorry about that. I don't think I think you might have missed me snipping down my sentiments, just literally just using my scissors and just cutting them off at peculiar angles and not necessarily aiming for them to be straight. I was so busy making card and talking to you guys, I didn't realise that the footage stopped. Okay, so we've got to a point where we've got all these cut down now. Okay, and basically I was just having a little play with whether I wanted these to line up with the colours on the card, or whether I was going to go with flipping it around and making it a bit of a contrast, a bit like how I flipped this one around, so the orange is at the top, just to give that a definition. Okay, so I think we're going to go with this kind of thing and flow with the colouring that I've done on the background. Okay, so let's just run some of my Stampin' Seal on the back of here, and we'll just layer this with the black piece that we've cut already. Now, of course, you could add stuff to the background on your your card base as well. Just make sure that's straight. That's not quite straight. Oh, rescued it. It's fine. There we go. And I'm going to put this on flat as well, because we'll put the words on with dimensionals. So we'll just pop that on and say I'm going to keep my my card base white. Just paying attention then to which way around I wanted this. So the purple's going to the bottom. Okay, so we've got that bit of fun with the splatter. Okay, and then let's just pop some dimensionals onto these. We'll use the white ones. So on my other card, I actually used the black dimensionals because we had the black layer that was being raised up, which helps them disappear a bit. I'll just show you that in a second actually. Okay, so this has been adhered with the black dimensionals, and they really do disappear when you're using black card to do the layering. You can't see those at all really, but the white ones can show a little bit if you're using the dark card. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with this birthday at the bottom and make sure that's where I want it to be. And again, I'm looking for a bit of fun with this and not going for it to be super straight. Then I think we'll put one in at the top, just so that we've got our proportions right for the bottom and the top borders. Okay, so I think that goes about there. Okay, and then let's have a little, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be really kind of a bit quirky. Not my usual thing, but sometimes we have to you know, do something different. So hopefully you appreciate that. Just having a different look. I took that one underneath. And do you think you could get away with sending this to a guy? Possibly. Don't know. You know what else is in this set though? There's these little cross things. And we've got the black, what do you call it? Oh, now I've got it on my fingers. Oh, Wally. Oh, stamping scrub on your thumb. There we go. Done. Which we could kind of use as faux embellishments as well. And that will bring in that black a little bit as well, and if you twizzle it around they kind of look different even though they're not. And ideally you want an odd number, so let's pop another one over here, and we could also still jazz that up a little bit with some rhinestones or sequins or whatever you want really. Gold sequins might be nice, because I like these. I like these neutrals sequin things. They're really cool. And again, it's just going to add you just a little bit of sort of shine to these. A little bit of fun. Again, ideally you want them to be in odd numbers, so we'll do that too. Not necessarily mirroring the stamped elements, but sort of in the vicinity of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's it. Okay, so there's an idea for you then. Love to know what you think of that in terms of just playing about same colours but with a completely different sort of fun. Actually, I quite like that. On camera, that looks really, really cool. Okay, and then you've got this one, which is different again. Felt like it was a bit flat and just didn't have enough oomph to it, but it's an idea for you in terms of doing something different with the layering and whatever. So both using those 4 colours, which were Gorgeous Grape, Azure Afternoon, Crushed Curry and Calypso Coral. Okay, really nice bright colours. And anyone can have a look at that. See if you want to pop along to Facebook and look for the I think it's called SU Colour Challenge, I think it is. And you can just post, you know, a picture comment and stuff. You don't win anything or anything, it's just for fun. So yeah, a little bit of something different today. Hope you enjoyed it anyway. Hope you're staying safe, take care. Love that you've been here to see me create these things. Links are in the description, of course, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.